Most gardeners spend years chasing fertile soil with bags, bottles and promises that never last. Meanwhile, nature has always used a simpler system. In healthy soil, worms appear first, microbes explode next, and plants respond immediately. What almost no one realizes is that one overlooked kitchen ingredient can trigger that entire chain reaction in days, not months, without compost bins, manure, or expensive inputs. Why soil life matters more than fertilizer. Plants do not feed themselves directly from soil. They rely on microbes and worms to unlock nutrients in a form roots can absorb. When soil lacks life, fertilizer becomes a temporary crutch. When soil is alive, fertility regenerates on its own. Earthworms aerate the soil, pull organic matter underground, and create channels that hold moisture. Microbes break down minerals, convert nutrients, and protect roots from disease. If you feed soil life first, plant growth follows automatically. Why rice works when other inputs fail? Rice is nearly pure carbohydrate. In soil biology, carbohydrates are fuel. Microbes use them as an energy source, multiply rapidly, and create conditions worms seek instinctively. Unlike compost or manure, rice introduces energy without overwhelming nitrogen or salts. When rice breaks down in moist soil, it creates a microbial bloom. That bloom produces warmth, softens soil structure, and releases gases that attract earthworms from surrounding areas. The rice method is, well, a simple yet powerful way to boost soil life. By adding rice to the soil, you're providing an ideal food source for beneficial microbes. As these microbes multiply, they help create an environment that earthworms just can't resist. Over time, this leads to healthier, more vibrant soil teeming with life. The exact rice method that activates soil life. The most effective form is plain white rice, uncooked and unseasoned. Brown rice works as well, but breaks down slower. Never use cooked rice, which turns anaerobic too fast. Measure 1 cup of dry rice and grind it lightly if possible. Crushing is optional, but it really does speed results. Sprinkle the rice evenly over 1 square metre of soil surface. Immediately water the area using 4 litres of water to push the rice slightly into the topsoil, but, without burying it deeply. Moisture is critical. Dry rice does nothing. Cover the treated area with a thin layer of leaf mulch or straw to help retain moisture and prevent birds from feeding on the grains. So, what happens underground within days? Well, within 24 hours, microbes begin feeding. The soil temperature rises slightly as microbial respiration increases. This bit of warmth signals worms that food is available. By day 3 to 5, earthworms migrate upward and into the treated zone. Their castings enrich the soil further, creating a feedback loop where microbial populations multiply again. By day 7, soil darkens noticeably as organic compounds form. The texture becomes crumbly rather than compacted. Roots encounter less resistance and, more oxygen. Now, why does this work even in poor soil? Well, this method doesn't actually depend on any existing fertility. It creates it. Even compacted or depleted soil responds, you see, because microbes exist everywhere, just waiting, really, for a bit of energy and moisture. Rice, interestingly, doesn't add nutrients directly. Instead, it sort of activates the system that unlocks nutrients already present, but, unavailable. That's why results appear quickly and tend to last much longer than, say, chemical feeding. Applying this method safely is, quite straightforward. Always use clean, untreated rice and avoid overwatering to prevent unwanted mould. It's best to monitor moisture and, if possible, cover the area lightly to keep conditions just right. With a little care, you'll find the process both effective and reliable. So, how do you apply rice safely without harming the soil? Well, moderation really matters here. Too much rice creates, excess fermentation. The key is to stick to just 1 cup per square metre, and no more than once every 4 weeks. Always apply rice to moist soil, or, if that's not possible, water it in immediately after. Never leave rice exposed on dry ground, as that just won't do. And avoid burying rice deeply. Oxygen must reach the microbes for healthy breakdown. It's absolutely essential for the process to work as it should. So, when should you actually use this trick for the best results? Well, this method works best during those mild temperatures when soil organisms are most active. Early spring is a great time to jumpstart your beds before planting. Mid-season applications can really help revive tired soil, and fall applications will feed the microbes before winter dormancy sets in. It's important, though, to avoid using this method on frozen soil or during extremely dry heat conditions. For even stronger results, try pairing rice with leaves. Leaves act as a sort of carbon blanket. When rice fuels the microbes underneath and leaves help protect the moisture above, soil life stabilizes much faster. Plus, as the leaves break down slowly, they extend the feeding window for worms. This combination mimics forest soil, where life thrives without disturbance. What changes gardeners notice above ground? Plants respond with deeper green colour, stronger stems, and faster recovery from stress. Water retention improves as worm tunnels form. Weeds pull easier because soil structure loosens naturally. Over time, the need for fertilizer drops dramatically. Why this trick stays hidden? It's, just too simple, too cheap, and honestly too effective to sell. There's no product line attached to it. Yet, variations of this method have existed in traditional farming systems for generations, quietly building soil while modern gardening chased after quick fixes. In the long run, it's these time-tested practices that truly nurture soil health. By embracing what has worked for generations, we give our gardens the best possible foundation for years to come. So, perhaps it's time to look past the latest trends and remember the wisdom that's been right beneath our feet all along. This is not magic, it's, biology responding to fuel. Making this part of a long-term soil system. Rice is a spark, not the entire fire. Use it to activate soil life. Then maintain that life with organic matter, mulch and, minimal disturbance. When soil is treated as a living system instead of just a container, fertility becomes really self-sustaining. If this method reshaped how you see soil, subscribe to Nature's Blueprint, share this with another gardener, and help bring back soil knowledge that actually works.